Hey Downtimers, do you enjoy drawing and or keeping your kids' art on the fridge until they have kids of their own? If so, you want to hang on to some of the more interesting boxes you might have gotten over the holidays to make what I like to call hero holders. Santa was so very nice to us that I ended up with not one or two but three Google Pixel cell phone boxes. These boxes are tough and have a nice bookish feel to them. Also, the interior of these boxes open up like a book to reveal a couple nice compartments that are perfect for storing your favorite miniatures and various gaming accessories. And if you need more compartments, you can simply add foam as a divider, as I've done with some polyethylene foam, which is very easy to cut and shape. One thing I like about this type of foam is it flexes easily but also opens back up to shape very well, which makes it great to use as a divider in boxes like this, since it will compress in the box and provide enough pressure to the sides so you don't need to worry about any sort of adhesive. Cut the foam piece just a little longer than what you need and it will fit snugly in the compartment. Months ago I asked my sons to draw something to represent their character in our game. We've been using these pictures as mats which sat under their various gaming accessories, but I thought this would be a much more fitting way to preserve these works of art. You can use a ruler and scissors for this project if you like, but I simply use a pencil to mark where the cuts are needed and then make quick cuts with Fiskar's paper trimmer. I find using a ruler for something like this isn't really necessary and only slows down the process. Just aim a little inside the mark, since the drawing can fit slightly inside the borders of the box face. Also, using scissors will work fine, but the paper trimmer makes cutting 90-degree angles and straight lines much easier and faster. Try to center the artwork in the middle of the box face. That might mean as many as 4 cuts, one for each side of the drawing. If you don't have a Google Pixel box, something similar will work just fine. The main idea is to look for sturdy, interesting boxes that can hold miniatures and gaming accessories. I've found other cell phone boxes that function just as well, but of course there are plenty of other boxes that will do the job just as effectively. The only issue I have with these boxes is the graphic on the box face folds down into the box bottom, so that a piece of paper is needed to cover the bottom and lower portion of the box face. If you find yourself in a similar situation where you need to fold a piece of paper over like this to cover a graphic, all you need to do is go ahead and cut the paper to size, fold it over ahead of time before you glue it down. That way the fold is already set and you already have the paper how it's supposed to be on the box. I use Elmer's Extreme glue stick on my paper projects such as this. It works great on cardstock, even heavier cardstock. Be sure to use a liberal amount of the glue on the box so that the paper will stick very well, especially in the corners. Also, be sure you do not leave behind lumps. Make sure that the glue is flat and without any sort of lumps at all, and it should prove to be a very flat surface once you're done gluing the paper down. Once we're done covering the graphic for the bottom of the box face and the bottom of the box, now we can move on to the box face. Now I'm going to cover the two spines, the outside spine and the inside spine. And basically the idea is you want to cover the graphics and anything on the box that you do not want to show. And we could use paint to do this, but I find that using cardstock, at least in this manner with the paper trimmer, has a much cleaner, more pristine look, and it's quicker. We don't have to wait on paint to dry. The Elmer's Extreme glue stick dries very quickly in a matter of minutes, and we can simply use markers and colored pencils to finish up the artwork. Simply put, it's a much more convenient and quicker method. And as I mentioned, the Elmer's Extreme glue stick does really well at holding even thicker cardstock, and you'll see here I'm actually using a piece of Krispy Kreme donut box on the inside spine on this one, and I really just like this particular cardstock. It has a nice white even tone to it, and I use it for all sorts of stuff, but I thought it'd be nice to use it on this as well as the white paper that we have. I just have an excess of the Krispy Kreme donut box, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to use that as well. A little disclaimer here, keep in mind I have 2 teenage boys, so yeah, Krispy Kreme, there you go. Now that the cardstock is glued firmly in place on the box, we simply need to add a little more artwork to the outside spines, and then we can proceed with the interior of the box. these boxes work really well for the figures and gaming accessories, so that we only really need to work with a piece of foam that we've added to the interior. Now obviously this step is optional, but I thought it would look really nice to have the D20 sit in the foam inside the box. You simply want to go down the center, north to south, with your blade, and you'll simply want to cut triangles out of either side, east and west, and then fold it open so that you can cut out from below, and you can actually even just pull the foam out. That's how easy it is to work with this foam. And you go as deep as you need to for the depth of the die to sit properly, and you're done. You'll know when the die is set properly when you can hold it upside down and shake it and it doesn't fall out. Now for our final step, all we need to do is place the foam back where we had it before, add our figure and our other gaming accessories, and we're done. Now the primary function of these hero holders is to use these as storage boxes for your figures and gaming accessories, but they can also be used as character display cases, so you might even want to call them character cases. Now here are all three of the hero holders that we crafted. We also have one for Athena and one for Corvin as well. And as you can see, these fit nicely on a bookshelf. So if you have normals coming over and you just want to get all the gaming stuff up and out of the way, you can certainly do that with these hero holders. And if you prefer to have these look a little bit more like books, camouflaged on a bookshelf, you certainly can do that with markers, colored pencils, or paint. If you would, guys, please give us a like if you got anything out of this. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe and be sure to click the bell button so you'll be notified when new videos are out. As always, guys, thanks for watching.